see that girl over there? She's always taking food from church. Did you see what she was wearing on Sunday? Me? Share a table with him? I don't think so. And the list goes on of accusations, inside and outside the church. Now this reminds me of a story in the Bible. It's in John 8 from 1 to 11. And it goes something like this. Jesus was chilling in church. He was just having a good time. He was probably preaching, talking to some guys, probably playing checkers. I don't know. He was relaxed. But suddenly, the Pharisees just barge in, right? And everyone probably was like, what is happening? And so they barge in, right? And they say, Jesus, this woman has been caught in the act of adultery. The law of Moses says we must stone her to death. And Jesus during this time, was just listening to them, right? Maybe even giggled a little bit because he knew how he was going to roast them after. And so, but he just listened to them and he was like probably nodding, okay. And when they were finished, he stood up and said, whoever has never sinned in their life can throw the first stone. These guys were just speechless. This statement just knocked the socks off of them. Now, during this time, they didn't wear socks. But if they did, they probably would have been knocked off. Now, after this, they just had to leave because they realized they had sinned too. They were sinners too. And in the end, it was only Jesus and this woman. And so Jesus says to her, who condemns you? And maybe she looked around and said, no one. They left. And I bet Jesus gave her the biggest smile ever and said, I don't condemn you. Go on and sin no more. Your sins are forgiven. He basically told her, go on and sin no more. You are free from sin. I find that amazing, don't you? Now, there are two differences, right? There's two characteristics. Jesus and the Pharisees. Now, what's the difference? The Pharisees had no intention whatsoever to help this woman out. They barged in. They just wanted to humiliate her in front of the whole crowd. Imagine, just put yourself in this woman's shoes. You are brought by these group of men shouting to the whole world your sin. I would have been really, really, really humiliated and embarrassed. Right? Wouldn't you? These guys, if they really wanted to help, they could have at least brought in some ladies from the church to maybe help her out somehow. Sometimes girl to girl or guy to guy advice really clicks in, or sometimes we really need that type of advice. But no, they just really wanted to put her down. But Jesus on the other side, he just showed her love and compassion and a smile. And on a personal level, when I sin, I feel like her. In those moments when they were accusing her, I feel shame. And I just sometimes want to hide because it's like, shoot, Jesus, I messed up, right? But instead of acting like the Pharisees, Jesus acts like Jesus, obviously, and he says, Paco, sin no more. Your sins are forgiven. That means obviously turning the other direction, right? You're not going to go back to your place of filth, right? And to me, that's just such a calm thought. And it brings peace to my heart. And I pray for strength not to commit the same sin again. Because I don't want to offend my Father. So, next time, be a supporter like Jesus. Don't tear other people down. Don't be an announcer and tell the whole world about someone else's sin. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys, but you know what? Jesus Christ truly loves you 10,000 times more. Bye!